Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all ages, welcome back to another episode of the J&J Show. I'm JJ, he's Jacob, and you're all wondering the same question. Where the hell have you been for a month? New York is on fire. The answer is we have no answer.
Yeah, honestly.
We've been everything's been out of whack. No one's had any idea what's going on. We apologize for that. You know who we don't have any sort of apologies for, though?
Who is that?
There is a team out in, I think it's Philadelphia.
I believe you're correct, honestly.
That had the audacity to think they were going to beat the hottest team in baseball.
Let me check if they're on the map anymore.
The ride continues. The New York Mets are going to the friggin' NLCS. Let that sink in. The New York Mets are going to the NLCS. Let that feeling just sit. A team that was 22-33, a team that looked down and out in the wild card game, are going to the Final Four of baseball. And let's talk about it. This NLDS was nothing but straight domination.
Yep. Definitely agree with it.
In the first game, everybody got worried because Kyle Schwarber went absolute
I wouldn't even say that was the worry. I would say of how great Zach Wheeler was for the 6 to 7 innings he threw. But then, came the classic Phillies bullpen.
We'll get to that in a minute. But Zach Wheeler absolutely dominated this first game. So that was very frustrating. And what makes it even worse is the fact that the Mets could not get a hit off the dude to save our lives. It was incredibly frustrating to watch. And then you're going into the fact that the Phillies bullpen had been dominant all year long. So now you start to get a feeling of nerve. But then this Mets team rallied, took game one of the series. In dominant fashion, set the bank quiet. Red October sounded more like a library. Game two, on the other hand, Sanchez versus Severino. Mets go out and dominate early, putting 2 bombs on the board, but then Sevy just makes one mistake. He threw a pitch down the middle to Bryce Harper. And I'm sorry, but that is something that you just can never do. It's unfortunate. And then Castellanos, and they went back to back, and all of a sudden, the bank is alive. Brennan Nimmo silenced them with another home run, but would be later outdone by Bryson Stott's bases clearing triple, which made it 6-4 Philadelphia. I believe it was base clearing, right?
Base clearing.
3 runs scored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mets then go out, tie the game again on a 2-run bomb by Vientos in the 9th, which I don't know how the hell that ball got out.
I mean, Vientos has been going crazy this postseason.
Shout out Teddy P. Guy who said J&J Show over the Riverside podcast. Yeah, take that, Gans. Anywho.
The Riverside podcast?
Met bullpen comes in, craps the bed, and, Diaz came in, crapped the bed. He just can't pitch in Philadelphia, and that, to me, is very frustrating. No worries, though. You now get 2 games at home. Game 3, Jacob, I think we all need to put the ones up. Sean Manaea.
No, down. No, not my tribal chief.
My tribal chief.
Not my tribal chief.
Screw you. You're just jealous. You don't have a Samoan on your team.
Not my tribal chief.
You don't have a Samoan, sadly. Anywho, Manaea goes out, dominates game 3, keeps the Phillies off the board. Alonso and Winker go yard. Iglesias and Marte provide insurance. Mets win it 6-0. Or no, 6-2 because they got charity runs later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then game 4 rolls around, and all of a sudden things are looking dire for the Phillies. Especially when it was 7-2, not 6-2, because we got another insurance run. Things are looking dire for the Phillies. But all of a sudden, they meet a friend that has not been there for a while. And its name is Ranger Suarez's curveball. Strands the Mets bases loaded 2 innings in a row. Phillies get a run off of Vientos' error. And then in the 6th inning, we all know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Lindor with a swing and a drive, the sequel. Grand slam off of Carlos Estevez, who the Mets were going to pick up at the deadline. off a 101-mile-an-hour fastball.
Insane. Crowd was crazy.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable scenes at Citi Field.
Diaz comes in, shuts the door. Mets take the series 3-1. Their first NLDS win since 2015 and their first home series win since the year 2000 when neither of us were even born yet.
Yep.
They would wait the winner of tonight's Dodgers versus Padres game, and as of right now, Dodgers are up 1-0 off a bomb by Kike Hernandez.
We'll give you updates on that game.
Absolutely we will. But it wasn't just Queens that got active this postseason. No.
Also,
the other side,
Bronx Bombers,
got active as well. A 3-1 series win over the Royals.
We got to fix that to ALCS.
My bad.
Well, yeah, Yankees are moving on. Yankees are moving on to the ALCS in 4 over the Royals, just like the Mets took it in 4. Overall, great showing by the Yankees in the series. You know,
This one was much more predictable.
Yeah, this one was much more predictable. But after game 2, you know, some fans were feeling uneased. I would say a little hesitant if the Yankees were going to show up in these 2 games in KC, which their bullpen did definitely. Luke Weaver, Clay Holmes. I'm surprised Clay Holmes did well, honestly. Maybe him coming in like the 6th to 7th inning.
Some guys just need that because not everybody's meant to be a closer.
Yeah, true. Luke Weaver. This guy was a starting pitcher who was a no-name starting pitcher, and now he's the closer of the Yankees. What a year later can change a lot. But yeah, the Yankees are moving on. We'll play the winner of the Guardians and Tigers tomorrow, 1:00 game 5 in Cleveland.
And who do you think's gonna win that?
It's Skubal on the mound for the Tigers, and for the Guards, it's Matt Boyd. I'm gonna go with the Tigers because they got Skubal. He's a beast, and he'll only pitch twice in the ALCS if the Tigers move on. So, I would say better off for the Yankees, but I'm gonna go with the Tigers tomorrow.
I'm also gonna go with the Tigers. Speaking of which, you know how I mentioned the year 2000? That was the last time the Mets won a series at home. You know what else happened 2000? A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The Yankees and Mets faced off in a Subway World Series where the Yanks won 4-1. The Yankee team was so much better. But is there possibility for a sequel 24 years later?
We might see it.
The Mets and Yanks are both one step away. All that has to be done is the Mets have to go into California and beat whoever, and the Yankees have to defend their home turf against the AL Central. And as a Mets fan, I can confidently say for this week, it's obviously let's go Mets, but it's also let's go Yankees. New York over everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And now for a different type of update. Jacob, it's a new season. Let's go through our Tri-State hockey update.
Hockey is back. A great start for the team on your 4 Let's start with them, the New York Rangers. Our squad, we can say. 6-0 winners in Pittsburgh. Igor Shesterkin, who maybe we'll get to it in a quick second after this recap, but he declined a crazy offer if I've ever seen one. But besides that, the team played great. Kreider gets 2 goals. Apparently, Jacob Trouba looked really good, but I wasn't paying much attention to him.
I don't know about all that, but
Laffy with a goal and an assist. Trocheck got a goal. Filled the thrill with a goal. Panarin with 2 assists. The boys look great overall. Attacking the Pens once again, what they've done the past 3 to 4 years, I'd say. So great start to that season. Their next game is tomorrow night. Their home opener against the team I'm about to talk about after again when they who played the Islanders last night in the Utah Hockey Club. But as we go back to the rest of these tri-state teams, we got the Islanders who once again get the losers point
after bottling a game.
Yep, after bottling a game. Maxim Siplikov, I believe his name is, scores his first NHL goal with 2 minutes left. I'm told to turn the game off. It's over. I tell my dad to wait a second. It's the Islanders we're talking about. Anything can happen with them. What do you know?
They give up a goal in the final 2 minutes.
13 seconds later, Utah ties the game. And then in overtime, in true Islanders fashion, it's Dylan Guenther again. Dylan Guenther for the second time of the night with the OT goal. And Utah, as you see on your screen, win it 5-4 in OT. And finally, teams are saying possibly the most underrated team in the Metro, which I think is BS every time somebody says it.
They're not that good.
The New Jersey Devils lose 4-2 to the Toronto Maple Leafs in their home opener. They did start the season 2-0, though, with 2 wins in Prague against the Sabres. But here, Jacob Markstrom did not look the best. So he did not look the best, as Devil fans are saying, oh, we got our new goalie and all that stuff. But, I don't really see much with him this season. But, yeah, the Devils lose 4-2 there in their home opener. And that's your Tri-State Hockey recap. Going to have a lot of these throughout the season. So glad hockey is back.
I think we all are, and it's going to make these shows a lot more loaded with content. Speaking of recaps, let's dive into what happened in the NFL over the last week, because it was a wild one. Starting it off with the Bucks and the Falcons. An absolute dandy of a Thursday night game. This game was something special, man. And you know what else happened that was special? The Mets won the wild card round on this night. So this game became second on my importance list, but I did watch it back. Shout out Kirk O'Chains, Kirk Cousins, 509 yards against the Falcons, who have arguably the best secondary in football.
Some might say.
A lot might say. Kadarius Hodge gets the game-winning touchdown in overtime, a walk-off. The Vikings go on to beat the Jets, somehow remaining undefeated. Caleb Williams has his first breakout game as a quarterback, beating up the Panthers, the team that traded him away, 36-10. Yeah. Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders continue their reign of terror as they stomp another terrible opponent in the Cleveland Browns, 34-13. In a game that I don't think anybody watched at all, the Miami Dolphins went out and beat the Patriots in the Injury Bowl / Tank Bowl 15-10 in Foxborough.
/ controversial bowl at the end.
/ controversial bowl. Jalen Polk was in. That should have been a touchdown. Following that up with the Colts and the Jaguars. Once again, the Jaguars defend home turf as Indy cannot win there. They've had 10 attempts to win in Jacksonville because they play there every year and have lost every single one. That's just a curse that's just never going to go away, apparently.
Jags also got their first one.
Shout out Jags. The Houston Texans outduel the Bills in what honestly was just Sean McDermott's incompetence, as he made some of the dumbest calls I've ever seen from a coach. The Baltimore Ravens and Bengals had a shootout thriller. Joe Burrow with a dominant performance along with Lamar Jackson. But like the Bills, coaching screwed it up again. Zach Taylor outplays himself. They miss a field goal with McPherson.
I wouldn't even say that was McPherson's fault, though. If you saw the holder, he bobbled it.
Terrible hold. The whole thing was just bad. Moving on to the late window of action. The Broncos continue their reign of dominance with that destructive defense, making Pat Surtain look like Champ Bailey. The Cardinals go on and beat the 49ers 24-23. The Giants beat the Seahawks 29-20 thanks to a blocked field goal by Isaiah Simmons,
which was legal.
People are
saying it was illegal. It was legal.
It was 100% legal. I will hear no further arguments. Returned by Bryson Ford Wheaton. Shout out. The Packers beat the completely injured Rams in a game where the Rams once again threw it away and beat themselves. The Cowboys, in the longest Sunday night game that I have never watched, beat the Steelers 20-17. Not a great day from Dak Prescott, but all of a sudden the clock turns to another day and he finds Jalen Tolbert for the game-winning touchdown, winning it 20-17. The Chiefs play their first full complete game of the season, winning 26-13 against the now broken Saints, as Derek Carr was out of the game with an injury, as the Saints are screwed. That was your Week 5 recap. Now, a lot of other things happen in the NFL world, but to talk about something this catastrophic, because no one saw it coming, we'd like to bring in an expert that knows.
Some might have saw it, but not this early.
Some may have seen this coming, but not this early. I don't think it's right for a Rams fan and a Giants fan to explain this.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring on a good friend of ours, our favorite Jets fan.
And the reigning college football pick'em champion, Mr. Robbie Basil.
Talk to us about Robert Saleh.
First of all, thank you for having me back, gentlemen. It's been a while since I've been here. Talk about Robert Saleh. Where do we start? We all know the frustration with the Jets situation. We all know what their situation was. They've been struggling, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I think they've been at pretty much the same standard as they've usually been. But what's been the reoccurring issue? The offense. What didn't they do? Well, initially, fix the offense. What's the point of firing a defensive-minded coach when he wasn't the main reason why they were bad? Leadership, yes, it was in a word, bad for most of it, right? But why fire a defensive-minded coach when he doesn't call the offense? I mean, yes, Saleh wasn't great, but was he even the main problem? I mean, yes, we all know that maybe Aaron Rodgers, even though the initial reports said he had really nothing to do with this, he probably had something to do with this. In the end, the only positive that comes out of this is that Hackett is not calling plays for Monday. And that's good. That's the change. The main change that I would have done was make Todd Downing the play caller. He's the QB's coach. He was offensive coordinator when Tennessee went 12-5 a couple years ago. That good. Thumbs up for me. You can put me in frame. There we go. But I don't know. I'm like hesitant because I really liked him. But I'm like, it kind of had to happen. And for the first ever time that Woody Johnson has fired a coach mid-season, this wasn't the coach I had in mind.
I mean, Sauce Gardner even said that after Saleh got fired that he'll miss Saleh because Saleh was someone that helped him become who he's been after he got drafted. So who knows morale-wise how this could hit the Jets team, maybe just defense overall. Because, Saleh was a defensive coordinator from the Niners, I believe, before he got hired by the Jets. And I would say they were one of the best defenses in the league when he was there. And then you bring that talent over to the Jets, and their defense has been, I would say, top defense in the league on paper since. So, we'll see how this changes the Jets team overall. But it is their DC who's now their head coach.
Yeah, Jeff Ulbrich, I think, was the correct decision to put at head coach. A guy who I thought last season was going to be in the head coach conversation for multiple teams. Because him and Saleh really changed that defense, whether we think about it like that or not. My question is, what does Ulbrich bring that Saleh doesn't? Is there something that I'm missing? I mean, I love Jeff Ulbrich. I love Robert Saleh. I mean, Saleh and Ulbrich completely changed that defense. In the end, I'll finish my point up with this. Only time will tell if the Jets fired the right person. And I'm very interested to see what Todd Downing's offense can do against Buffalo. More on that game later, JJ.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. Very well said on the Saleh topic. Speaking of which, you know how I said a couple of minutes? I meant let's jump right into it. Bills versus Jets, the first test for the new interim head coach, Jeff Ulbrich. Give us your thoughts going into this game because the Jets need a win and they need one bad.
I mean, now, I got to say this. This is a must-win game for both of them. And why do I say both of them? Do we realize how bad Buffalo has been recently?
They've been terrible.
In the last 2 games. What's been their main struggle, though? Have we paid attention to something recently?
It's their coaching. McDermott's a moron.
Not only that, realized that Josh Allen was really bad the last 2 weeks. Yes.
Josh Allen not only was bad, he went 9 for 30 against Houston.
And that's why I bring that up. The Jets' pass defense, I believe, it has not been great.
It's been average.
It's been average. Average. This is a week where they can really make their stand. And that's what I'm hoping for. There's a lot of pressure on the Jets, especially with Aaron Rodgers now. Because if you look at the numbers between him and Zach Wilson from last season and the points they've put on the board,
they're looking pretty close.
It's identical.
What?
It's near or exactly the same.
Oh my God.
The only difference is that passing touchdowns is more. The interceptions, I believe, are kind of similar too. I don't know how that is possible. The only difference, I believe, is that Rodgers has more yards and more touchdowns, I believe is the number.
I take a walk of shame after hearing that information.
I believe are exactly the same.
That's awful.
So let me ask you this. If Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be the savior for the team, how are the points the same? Are you sure he's the right savior? Are we sure about this? Because, listen, Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback and is probably on paper the best quarterback the Jets have had since I've started watching this team in 2011. To be fair, prime Mark Sanchez, but regardless.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
He's been out for a minute, but
shout out butt fumble.
Shout out.
That night on Thanksgiving, what was it, 2013, 14?
2012.
2012, wow. That was my first Thanksgiving football weekend.
Oh, what a way to welcome you to Thanksgiving football.
It was, that might have been my first or second. I don't really remember. Because I started to get into football to like 2011, 2012. Because soccer was first for me in 2010, but regardless. This team, the Jets, have to prove to me something. They got to prove to me something. They have to prove that they're just not mediocre. They're not a subpar team. The roster they have on the field is better than subpar. This team on paper is one of the best teams in the AFC, yet they haven't shown their true colors yet. This is a game against one of the most hated rivals of the Jets, Buffalo, which people don't even remember that Buffalo is a team in New York State half the time, which I find
they're the only team in New York, crazy enough.
I know. People forget they're like, oh yeah, the teams of New York, the Jets and the Giants. No, Buffalo is a team of New York. This is the battle of the battle for New York in the AFC. Who will come out on top and actually prove something on Monday night? I'm intrigued. We'll go pick a winner later, but one of these quarterbacks, Josh Allen's been struggling. He struggled against Baltimore. I was on the call for that game. He didn't prove to me anything. They played Houston last week. They got lucky to even be in this game for how bad Josh Allen was, and they still lost because Josh Allen sold on their last possession of the game. Who will prove to something for better or worse? That's my question, JJ.
That's a very good question. It really is. And that's what brings me to the next point, that whoever wins this game is going to, I'm pretty sure, would be in first place in the AFC.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. That's correct.
Despite how pathetic that is correct.
Yeah.
Because the Bills, I believe, beat Miami. Or someone beat Miami. I don't remember.
It's something because you take a look at the talent that the Jets have. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, who I'll get to later because that dude is just been selling my fantasy football league.
Oh, my God, yes.
Shout out the worst.
This comment. Hold on, chat. Can we try to the chat what we think JJ's record in fantasy football is?
Shout out the worst teammate of all time.
Whoa. That's
what I gave him one job let me make the trade.
Hold on.
Kyron Williams and Chris Godwin if you let me make the trade. My team
listen, this is why, JJ, you actually talk to your teammate in the middle of the week and don't do it all yourself.
No, I tried telling him.
That's exactly what it is.
I told him this back a week before the season. I told him, I'm doing this trade. Why are you so against it? It's like, because, man, Breece Hall is this and that. Kyron Williams has scored every game this season. Every game he scored.
Well, he's the only healthy player on your whole team.
And what's Breece Hall done for the last 3 weeks? Nothing. Moving on to teams that have also done nothing. We got ourselves a crappy primetime game in New York once again. In one corner, the New York Football Giants. The other, the 1-4 Bengals. Jacob, take us through this one.
So, Sunday night football, Giants and Bengals, on when the schedule came out, you would not have thought that, you would thought that, the Bengals would run away with this one by a long shot. But now this could potentially be a Giants victory. Now they are without that guy in the top of those 3 players in blue, Malik Neighbors. Second week straight with the concussion. He's out. Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense is coming off a red hot week against the Ravens where he exploded along with Jamar. But for me, I think the Giants have a shot to win this. And it's going to be shocking that if the Giants win this, they'll be 500. Something I never thought I would be able to say. But here we are. Obviously, I'll get to my pick later. But, the Giants have showed a bit of promise last week. And I think they can carry that momentum into Sunday, excuse me. But it's going to be the secondary is going to have to step up. Banks is going to have to step up against Chase or Higgins or whoever he's going to be guarding.
Well said.
Hi, I'm back.
Very well said.
First of all, I got to say this before I get into my Giants stuff. Thank you for all who was in the chat last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago when we did Bills Ravens. Shout out to everyone who's in that chat. Somehow that did not lead to JJ being lolcal of the week, which I think is bogus because he wasn't here for the most viewed moment in the history of his channel, which I find hilarious. Because
my luck is unbelievably bad.
Because if you remember, for those who were here a couple weeks ago, we did Bills Ravens 2 weeks ago, and I was on the call along with Jack from Jack Sports. Or Jack D Sports, my bad. And got rated.
It's not his own brand. That's his name. It's not his brand. It's his name.
I don't know what it is.
You don't got a brand. He works with us.
Well, the only thing is, I got to call out JJ for a second. But we'll do that in a minute.
Oh,
because
that stream has over 3.3 thousand views.
And because it's everyone who's rating the stream from Tom Grossi, which shout out to Tom Grossi, the GOAT.
Living legend.
JJ, the reason I'm calling you out is because I looked at I did a little bit of research. I have it on my phone. How many subscribers did you think you gained from that stream?
Like 20.
You gained 57.
All right, there we go. We're rising, baby.
Jack gained like 30 followers on TikTok or whatever it was. How many think I got? Because you screwed my link again. That's 3 games in a row. Hold on. I gotta find something.
Sorry, baby.
This is bogus, chat.
How
does this happen? How does this happen again?
Moving on.
How?
We have a show to do. Get to the Giants.
Let me finish I'll go into this game now. I'll be professional.
Talk about the Giants. Jesus Christ, this is embarrassing.
You deserve that, by the way. By the way, in the chat that he should be lolcal of the week. But back to this game as a whole. I don't know why everyone's hyping up the Giants for this. Why? You know what offense they're going up against, right? Right? And you're without your best offensive weapon. I don't see this game being close.
They were last week. Seahawks offense isn't terrible.
Didn't you play? Oh, yeah, you played Seattle.
Their offense isn't terrible.
I thought you played Dallas. I forgot what week it was. But Seattle, we all know they've now lost 3 in a row. The Bengals' offense is better than Seattle. And you saw that against a contender in Baltimore last week. We all now know this Cincinnati's offense is evolving. Like when you see like a mega evolved Pokemon, that's what they're turning into, or they're starting to turn into. They're going to show their true wrath against the Giants. I don't see this game being close. I'm dead serious. This is that primetime game that the Giants get annihilated. This is the game.
It would not be shocked at all if it happened.
That's why I'd probably be leaving start of the third quarter.
Oh, you're going to this game. I forgot about that.
Yes, I am.
Right.
You get by the way, you get a free.
I know. Don't worry. I knew about that. As soon as I saw that, I was pumped. It's about to be the highlight of the day.
Write in the comments what you think the score will be. Correct pick wins a shout out from JJ. There you go.
Appreciate that.
Advertising.
Now, without further ado, let's not waste any time and jump right into everyone's favorite segment that we have not done in a long time, and we apologize for that. Jacob, it's that time. Let's get it going. Welcome back to J&J Game Day. Isn't it good to be back?
Now, Robbie is the defending college champion, as I mentioned earlier.
I didn't get a belt. Should I get a belt, Chad? Should I get like a custom
invisible belt? Invisible belt.
Invisible belt.
Yeah, it's right here. You know what I'm saying?
Invisible belt.
So,
new rules.
Jacob, it's been a long time. We do have new rules.
New rules.
I want to lay them out for the.
Yes, new rules. Your record to beat is 10-8.
That's like nothing.
By Mr. Dylan Shalom.
Listen, Dylan, I'm sorry, brother, but I'm beating that. I should beat that, hopefully.
And unfortunate for the rest of the group or whoever is in the NFL pick'em. Robbie starts off with a free win. Since
literally everyone was betting the 49ers.
Yep, since the Niners won, we're just gonna.
There is not a soul on earth that bets Seattle, and you cannot make me think that.
Book it what Trent did, and he lost again.
I almost did. I was close to.
JJ, book it what Trent did, and he actually lost again. So.
I'm not surprised one bit.
Wait, what happened?
But if you know book it with Trent, probably giving him free advertisement. I wouldn't say he deserves it, but he's a pretty known bettor.
He is known as the Fade God.
Yep, known as the Fade God. So yeah, okay. The new rules. I should just let's just get to the new rules. New rules is obviously basically you get a lock and an upset.
That has not changed.
Yeah, that has not changed. But obviously, if your lock win, you got +1. So that if your lock wins instead of becoming 1 win, it's 2 wins. Yeah, an extra point you could say. Same for your upset. But if your lock loses, it's -2. If your upset loses, it's -1.
How is that? Fine. Okay.
And there's one more rule.
And there's one more thing.
And this is the most fun rule of them all.
Shout out to JJ for coming up with it. We are implementing the unicorn. So, if you're the only person to pick a team in a game out of us 3, so if 2 people pick one team and one person picks the other, if the one person that picked that team, they win, you get 2 points. It's called the unicorn. We came up with it.
And if you put that with an upset of the week, if that becomes a unicorn, you got yourself +3. So there are some real game changers now. We made it a lot. Right. We did this to make sure no one goes 14-2 again. Shout out JT for having.
So you want people to go 16-0 or like 20-0 now?
Yeah, man.
You want no one to go 14-2? What is wrong with you? Why?
You know, we're tired of people only having 2 losses. JT,
I had like 3. How many did I have in the college football one last year?
It was like 5. Doesn't matter because JT dominated the NFL one with a 14-2 record. He came in and just.
Yeah, he walked the competition. Shout out JT. Now,
without further ado, let's get right into it. Jaguars Bears in London.
Who's going first?
You.
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
Jaguars and Bears. The Jaguars have played a million games in London, but unfortunately, I think the Bears defense is just too destructive. I'm going with the Bears.
So my interesting note is that they're coming off of back-to-back wins, I believe, against your Los Angeles Rams and a very sketchy one for about 2 seconds against Carolina when they ran Carolina off the field. I have them continuing their momentum, going for 3 wins in a row for the Bears. Give me
the Bears.
I'll just make it a clean sweep because Jacksonville, they barely sketched out a win last week against the Colts, and they haven't looked the best this year. We could say a little shocking since they've been a bit of a team hanging around the playoff picture in the AFC. So, give me the Bears.
The Bears. Next up, we have the Cardinals and the Packers. Packers are 5.5-point favorites.
Jesus.
But I'm going with Green Bay. Their offense is going to be too explosive. This is the game they break out against a suspect Cardinals defense.
This is a no-brainer for me. I mean, the only thing that worries me is the injuries for Green Bay. They are dealing with some injury problems with Christian Watson. Jair Alexander is questionable, but I still think it's going to be way closer than people think. I'm going to say a 1-score game, but I do think Jordan Love and company come out on top. Give me Green Bay.
Shout out to the man that rated the stream, Tom Grossi. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
Next up, we've got the Colts and the Titans. I feel like this pick is incredibly obvious, but it's honestly going to depend on who's playing quarterback for the Colts.
JT is out. Jonathan Taylor's out, if that matters.
JT is out, which is big. Yeah. Anthony Richardson is set to play. All right. Bench every Colts wide receiver you have. Richardson's going to play. Josh Downs.
I wouldn't say that guarantees a Colts win because one hit and he's probably out.
Oh, yeah. I'm going Colts. Robbie, you might have to bench Josh Downs because
he's not starting for me. We started JSN instead. So this was originally my upset pick because the Titans are favored for some reason. I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I'm not because I'm going really weird with my pick later. I'm taking Indianapolis anyway by like 3 points. This game's going to be terrible. This is the turnover bowl. If we had a graphic for that, this is the turnover bowl because you have Will Levis and Anthony Richardson. Like turnovers are inevitable, but yeah, give me Indianapolis barely.
I'm definitely not going with the guy who puts mayo in this coffee. That's for sure. Give me AR in the Colts.
Well said. Next up, oh dear. Oh, I have a feeling a slaughtering is coming. It's not going to end well at all. The Strouds are angry. Texans by 40.
Yeah, something just happened in private chat. You will learn about that because it just happened while I'm watching this show.
Not surprised.
Drake May gets his first start for New Orleans, and he will be going up against a very tough Texans defense. This was originally my lock, but I don't know how confident I should be in Houston on the road. Give me New England to lose. See, I almost threw off JJ, but he's not even paying attention.
I'm listening.
Give me Houston by 20. Texans all the way.
All right.
What's wrong, Jacob? Oh, he's got the Texans. Yeah.
The Strouds.
The Stroud.
Obviously, I gotta go with my guy CJ Stroud.
Say that. What's their name again?
What am I supposed to say?
The Strouds.
The Strouds.
Come on, you mentioned Tom Grossi, and you're not gonna call him the Strouds. They're gonna key your.
I'm trying to pay attention to like 7 things.
Jacob, they're gonna key your car now. I hope you know that. So, hi.
The Strouds.
The Strouds are coming.
The Strouds.
Next up, Tampa Bay and New Orleans. This game has peak NFC South football written all over it. Give me Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. Saints have no QB, so they're in huge trouble.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued with who they're starting. I think the Saints should start Spencer Rattler.
I believe they are.
And he's going to cause problems. Unfortunately, it will be not enough problems. I think Spencer Rattler will throw for multiple touchdowns. I'm taking Tampa anyway, but they're only going to have like 1 or 2 healthy running backs because Rachaad White is doubtful.
Yeah.
So even for a Bucs run game that's been essentially irrelevant, give me Tampa, but not by a lot.
All right.
That's fair.
Another no-brainer here.
Yeah.
Oh, more no-brainers. Lovely.
Oh, yes.
This one's an easy one.
This game has Browns win written all over it.
It does.
Probably not.
But you know what else it has written all over it, JJ?
Eagles win by a field goal.
This is my lock of the week game.
All right, not surprised.
I traded this because I had too much faith in Drake May for some reason. This is my answer.
Wait, you picked the Patriots? Hold up, you picked the Patriots?
No, I almost did. I didn't. I almost had lock of the week being Houston, but I have faith in Drake May to have the Pats make this really interesting. I am going with the Eagles because they have to prove something. I don't think the Browns score more than 10 points.
Perfect.
Watch them score like 65 now, as I'm saying this. Give me Philly. This will not be close, and they will cover at, 9.5?
I believe so.
Yeah, sure. Give me 9.5, Philadelphia.
Lock of the week also?
Sure. Is there anything else I'd trade with it? No, my upset pick is just minutes away. So, no. Actually, no, swap it. My bad. I forgot. These were my first round of notes. There is a game that I do have lock of the week with, and I fucked it up. My bad.
All right.
Sorry, chat.
We're good. We're good. Moving on.
Sorry.
Moving on. Ooh.
Yeah, this is my lock for sure.
This is
your lock?
10.5.
Yes.
What?
This game, call me absolutely insane.
This is the easiest lock for me.
This game has Ravens up by double digits and they blow it all over it. Give me Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, my upset pick of the week.
This is a tough shout, because I love the pick with Washington, but I'm going original later on, so this couldn't be my pick. I love the situation Washington is in. They're 4-1, have a lot to prove, and who doesn't say they're going to go out there and grab an upset against Washington?
Yes.
Against Baltimore. They are Washington.
Yes.
I don't see it, though.
Exactly.
I don't see it ending as an upset. I don't see it.
Exactly.
Give me Derrick Henry over 125 yards, Baltimore by a touchdown.
Now, all right. Now, let me say why this is my lock, honestly, because
damn it.
Washington's look good, but who have they beat?
Didn't they beat
Yes,
they
did beat the Giants.
Yeah, this team sounds like Penn State. Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
they did beat the Giants only by kicking field goals.
That's like nothing.
That's embarrassing.
Exactly. Let me continue. Hold on. Let me continue. Yes, they beat the 1-5 Bengals on Monday night in Cincy, which we can potentially say is nothing.
And they did it in hilarious fashion.
Yeah. Yes, they beat the Browns. Not impressive. Yes, they beat the Cardinals.
Handedly.
Not impressive.
No, that was impressive. That was
impressive.
That was an ass kicking. By
I got a number. I got a stat for you guys. In the last 2 games with Washington, They're outscoring opponents 76-27.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a reason why you pick Washington here. There you go. Granted, it was against the Cardinals and Browns, so take that how you will.
All right. So you guys are going with Raven?
Yeah.
I am going Baltimore.
All right. I'll take my unicorn on the chin. Next up, Chargers at the Broncos.
Welcome to Upset of the Week 101, chat. Welcome to Upset 101. The favorite is Los Angeles. And I don't understand why.
What?
It is Los Angeles, yeah.
Why?
They're -3. This is the most free upset pick ever.
I'm betting that right now. You could go in and bet on FanDuel
ESPN bet.
JJ with a live bet.
2.5.
I'm putting a live bet on this right now.
Denver by 14. This is the most free upset pick I've ever seen.
Honestly, you're right.
You're welcome, chat. GG's to JJ's pick. This is upset of the week. There's no other answer unless you are an imbecile. Denver by 14.
Well said.
Well said.
Pick. Very, very nice pick.
Thank you.
All right, $10 slip for 82. Broncos, Packers, Commanders. Let's do it, baby.
Oh God, and he put
Commanders.
Yeah, there you go. Lost money.
You lost money.
$10 down the drain. $10 down the drain.
Ha 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 ha. Broncos country. Let's
JJ's rep is falling down. I'm sorry. Next game.
All right, moving on. Steelers and the Raiders.
This game sucks. They're without Devontae Adams, I believe. Aiden O'Connell at quarterback, though. To be fair, the last time he started, I think they won. So, Steelers. Next. JJ, who you got?
This game has Steeler football written all over it. And one of the biggest examples of Steelers football is how terribly they played the Raiders. I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. The Steelers have a fetish of playing down to their competition, especially against the Silver and Black at the Silver and Black. It's been like this for years. Al Davis must have had some sort of bet with the Steelers, something like that, and they've been cursed ever since. Not this year. Give me the Steelers.
Are you pretty sure we're not going to get demonetized?
They won't even recognize the song.
They will.
It was just
we're getting taken down. We're all okay. Yeah, like I said, Steelers next. Jacob.
Yeah, Steelers, obviously.
Next.
Moving on. Rematch.
Game of the week.
Lions and the Cowboys. No, unfortunately.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Who you got, JJ?
These guys are out for blood after what happened last year. Like, literally out for blood. If I don't take the Lions, I'm an idiot. Give me the Detroit Lions to get a big win in Dallas.
I'm agree.
Yeah, JJ and I are thinking very similarly today, and I don't like that because usually that means you're wrong.
I've been pretty good at these so far, so I don't know.
How many weeks have you done this for? 2?
Yeah, and last year too.
Well, what's it, Jacob? Do you have his records?
From what? The last year?
This season. What are his 2 weeks?
I don't have them down accurately.
Okay, whatever. Detroit next. No, I'm serious. I'll bring some analysis for this one. Not to be disrespectful to these two juggernauts. Depending on who you say depending on what you think they are. Detroit. Listen, they're great, but I still feel like they have something to prove. Same with this Dallas Cowboys team, because Detroit coming off their win against, I believe, Seattle, coming off their bye week now. Dallas, on the other hand, they haven't been great, but they haven't been terrible. But there's one line you're missing. They haven't been great. Know who's been great? Detroit. Give me the Lions. Oh, by the way, if you're doing a bet, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Lions by 17.
Asterisk to the second one, David Montgomery. Thank you. Moving on.
I will gladly take David Montgomery over Jahmyr Gibbs. Moving
Jahmyr
on.
Gibbs in like a 3?
Jahmyr
Gibbs has something.
The Falcons and the Panthers. It would be the most Falcons thing to win an overtime thriller against Tampa and then lose to Carolina the following week. The good news for Atlanta is Arthur Smith is no longer at the helm. Falcons get it done. And that, my friends, is my lock of the week.
That's so lame.
Hey, lock of the week is a lock of the week.
Falcons.
All right. Fine, I'll spice it up.
The Falcons.
No, you're good. You're good.
No. I'm spicing it up now.
Falcons. Welcome to my lock of the week, Cincinnati.
Fuck you. No. That.
Lock of the week, Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, double.
Hello. Hi, Joe Burrow.
Unfortunately,
imagine the two teams that have something to prove. Who's come up more clutch as of late in some of these bigger games? The Bengals offense. I trust their offense more than the Giants. The Giants aren't scoring more than 14 points. Bengals rout the Giants in MetLife, making a statement and my lock of the week.
That's harsh, but I'm going with the Bengals to win by a field goal, 13-10.
Bengals win by a field goal.
13-10 final score.
My final score is completely different. Give me 31-10. Hello.
Damn.
Oh, and the Giants don't score to the fourth quarter.
Damn.
Joe Burrow.
With that defense?
Joe Burrow, 4 touchdowns, leads the way.
But with that defense, come on. That defense.
They're going to whoever. It's going to really come down to who can outscore the other. The Bengals can. Did you see last week what they did against Baltimore? Come on. Cincinnati. And also, they just played the Ravens. Like, come on. The Ravens can score 50 and lose. Like, come on. Bengals.
Yeah!
He's grabbing all the jerseys now.
Let's go. Who's on the back?
Who is on the back?
I'm not turning it around. You might know who this is. You might not know who this is.
I probably
Who is it? Who is it?
I told my dad to do this, even though I didn't watch this guy play. It says
is that LT?
It says it right there. It says once a giant, always a giant. This man
LT?
was always a giant.
Oh, Lockhart.
Even better. Whoops.
Yips.
With the patch. Wow. That is a deep pull. Spider Lockhart.
That was good.
That is an excellent pull, ladies and gentlemen.
Give me the Giants. We're going with the Giants to win.
Well said. Welcome to my lock of the week.
What?
By 20.
WJJ.
You know the last time these two played, they lost to Zach Wilson, right?
Because of the most fluke game I think I've ever seen. A game-winning punt return by Xavier Gibson.
You know they didn't move the ball a lot in the second half, right? You know they haven't lost a lot of key defensive pieces, right?
You know what I also learned?
That JJ doesn't have brain cells. Jets by a field goal. They win this on Monday Night Football. I'm too good at this chat.
Welcome back to Chaos Week, everybody. What was that college football Saturday?
A college football Saturday. God. Actually, no. Were we on stream?
What the hell? No. What the hell was that?
A week where JJ forgot to go live on stream.
I couldn't. We didn't have a game. Upset after upset after upset. But one upset takes the cake. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our favorite segment. It is time to dub our lol cow of the week. I am now about to play a video clip that has been resurfaced many times.
Oh, like
a lot of people say that this clip was only because of something that happened about 7 years later.
Hopefully we don't get copyrighted for this too.
We probably will get copyrighted.
We're so screwed.
At this point, who cares? Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on J&J, we have a video. Roll the tape.
We show you how to play some SEC ball. It don't matter where you're from. You don't know what ball we play.
Alabama, you're next. And what did the Vanderbilt Commodores do? They hosted the Tide. They hosted a crowd of Alabama fans. What did they do, you may ask? Well, let's just say an Australian guy by the name of Diego Pavia dropped a 40 bomb on the Crimson Tide. Alabama, you're our locale of the week. Congratulations. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
Poetry emotion, you can say.
It was awesome. How could you not be romantic about the game of college football? Honestly, it was beautiful. But back to the actual chaos week. We had, 7 upsets in the top 25 last week?
So, yeah.
So it started off with Missouri getting absolute BTA'd by Texas A&M, which helps Notre Dame because Notre Dame's back in the top 12, baby.
The most fraudulent top 12 team right now, mark my words. Have they proven anything? No. Have they?
Well, that was climactic. Moving on. As we get to the later window, obviously you saw it, Alabama losing to Vanderbilt. But then it got a little bit crazier. Shout out a certain team from out west losing to Minnesota.
No.
That was absolutely gorgeous. The real shout out, on the other hand, is to a team that was an absolute juggernaut last season. The reigning, defending national champion Michigan Wolverines losing to the Washington Huskies after being double-digit point favorites. That was embarrassing. That was absolutely embarrassing.
Glorious day. That made my whole day, by the way, that when Michigan lost. I knew they had to be as confident as anyone else in a room, and you'll lose to a team that has a brand new head coach.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Well in. Thank you.
Next up,
by the way, I gotta make a shout out real quick because I forgot to do this on my show. Shout out to Syracuse,
Yeah, baby.
Late.
Yeah.
UNLV.
Shout out the military schools for staying undefeated.
Facts. Shout out Army.
Facts.
Goated.
And they should win again this week.
They probably should.
Dude, and one more shout out to my frauds that I talked about in the preview video and the team that I hyped up in the preview video.
Oh, no.
Missouri.
Oh.
What did I say about them? They were frauds.
They were.
And who did I say were my sleeper? Texas A&M.
Well, it was a matter of time. They have 1,000,000 5-stars.
They do. But with Mike Elko, you didn't know what you were getting. Coming out of the Jimbo Fisher era, you didn't know what was happening.
They straight up bullied Missouri.
You bet they did. And Texas A&M proved me right.
You know who proved me right?
No one.
Frauds. The Volunteers are frauds, and I'm standing on that argument. Tennessee losing to Arkansas.
What an ending too. What a play call on 4th down.
You know what they say over there, right? Whoa, pay, suey.
Oh, by the way, I just gotta mention this.
What the hell does that even mean?
Missouri plays UMass next.
Oh,
Dylan Shalom, your time is now, and they're on national television, dude. They're on ESPN too.
JJ, you know a fraud. You get your info right. Washington was a 1.5. Gans is not happy. I wasn't even the one.
Happy. Gans.
I wasn't even the one.
Hold on. Can we put me on the main screen for a minute? I gotta make some.
You said I'm a fraud because Washington was only 1.5 point favorites.
Put me on the full screen, JJ. Hold on, I gotta say something.
Yeah, here we go.
Hold on, here we go. First of all, hi, chat. You know, for a team that has all the expectations in the world, you don't go out and lose games like that. A Michigan team with all those expectations, yes, they didn't have a transfer quarterback, but they didn't need that if they have Donovan Edwards, an incredible defense. Kumbaya, my lord. But what happens? You screwed it up to Washington. Washington. And you deserve this graphic I'm about to play right now because this is ridiculous. I am tired of the stupidity of Michigan. Where is the video? Play it right now. I don't care. This team's pathetic. How do you lose to Washington? All that you were saying, oh my gosh, we didn't get blown up by Texas. This game was close. Shut up. You should be you are grateful to be here. Have fun. Get these two back on screen. Don't my rant. Next.
That was excellent. That was excellent. Gad says, quote,
well, what do they say? Sounds like it's rent-free. Get me back on here again and again and again and again and again. Rent-free? Rent-free in your heads? Know what else is rent-free? You guys losing. Basil versus Michigan. A war that would end all wars.
No, that would be that Subway Series.
No, that would be the Subway Series. What's another war?
Also, Jake Gad says, quote, splish splash, your opinion is trash.
Splish splash, your opinion is trash. So is your QB play. Get them back. Get them back on screen. Let's go.
Well said. And there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about, and that was how the fuck is Miami still undefeated?
Good question.
How do they keep doing this? That was the biggest self-destruction I've ever seen. If it wasn't for Alabama, Cal is not only locale of the week, they're locale of the season.
Are we doing locale of the year? Are we doing that?
We might have to, but it may already be Alabama. I
got a new locale of the season. Hold on, we'll tell you. I'll write it in. I'll write it to you after the show.
All right, moving on.
I have an idea. At the end of this season, the viewers should decide who locale of the year is. And we'll put four teams up for grabs.
Yeah.
And we will do a vote.
Or it could be players. It could be players. It could be
players.
It could be a league. Like the MLB was locale of the week after in the hurricane. They were.
You gave them locale of the week for that?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Fair enough.
Horrible.
That's fair, actually. I'll give you that. I vote Robbie. It should be JJ for
what? No.
It should be JJ. Let me explain.
Because you've heard the explanation a million times.
Because you guys weren't here. Some of you weren't here 2 weeks ago. Because JJ was missed out on not one big moment, but two of them. How is that possible?
You messed up.
It's like you're missing the birth of both of your children. How does that happen? How? He should be banned from his own channel.
It's my own channel, you asshole.
Next game.
Without further ado, we're running out of time. So let's just not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. Boys, we finally made it. It's that fateful day. October 12th is here. We made it.
The best day of the season, I would say.
Actually, October 19th might be better. Honest to God, it might be. Call me crazy, but it actually might be better. Because, do me a favor real quick and look at that slate. while I get these games pulled up because these are some of the most out. And by the way, we do things a little bit different with college football. You just pick who you think's going to win. Because honestly, we do not have all the time in the
we only see 3.
we don't got all the time in the world for that. Also, we like to go above and beyond. ESPN with their pick'em, they don't offer enough games, especially with a slate like this. Things could get really, really, really dicey.
Really?
Wait up. Well, I'm pulling games up right now. So, Jacob, while I get this thing set up, could you kindly read off to us the current AP Top 25?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I pull up this AP Top 25, like JJ said, loaded game slate this week. We're going to get to it as I pull up this Top 25 real quick.
Hold on, one thing before Jacob pulls up the list. Make sure y'all go down below and like and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. On the road to 200 subs, like and subscribe. Back to Jacob. There you go. Free promo, JJ.
All right, here we go. The AP Top 25 and new number 1 ranked team in the nation, the Texas Longhorns.
Again.
Followed by the number 2 team in the nation, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Going up again, and number 3 is our opponent for this week in the Oregon Ducks. We'll get to that game
later. Wow. 2 versus 3. All right.
2 versus 3.
And that is why that is the game of the week.
Number 4, JJ's going to flip out. I mean, he knows the top 20, but he's going to go crazy for it. Number 4, the Penn State Nittany Lions.
They're going to be here for 2 weeks and then lose to Ohio State by 20. Because it happens every year.
Number 5, team in the nation, the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 6, JJ's favorite college team, the Miami Hurricanes. Number 7, Alabama. Number 8, Tennessee.
Can we just talk about how amazing it is that Alabama is still in the top 10 after losing to Vanderbilt?
True. Number 9, Ole Miss. Number 10, Clemson. Number 11, Iowa State. Number 12, Notre Dame. Number 13, LSU. BYU, number 14. First time they get any relevancy since Zach Wilson. Number 15, A&M. 16, Utah. 17, the Ashton Jeanty-led Boise State Broncos. Number 18, the Indiana Hoosiers, believe it or not.
Shout out Ethan Bonner.
Yup. Shout out to Bonner. The second number 18 team, the K-State Wildcats. The third 18th ranked team, the Oklahoma Sooners. Number 21, Missouri. Number 22, Pitt. Number 23, Illinois. Number 24, the team up north. And number 25, SMU. And there you go, top 25. As breaking news, Teoscar Hernandez is homered at 2-0 Dodgers.
Wow. Wonderful. This is exactly what I want.
Let's pick these games.
Yeah, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. So we have an interesting slew of games on the ESPN and on Sports Betting Dime. Let's get her started with Sports Betting Dime for the game that everybody wants to talk about first. The mighty Missouri Tigers against the UMass Minutemen. Missouri only opens up at 27.5, 27.5 point favorites.
Only 27.5. Only.
I thought it'd be like 40.
No. I mean, I get why, but.
And by the way, we need more non-conference games like this. I want to see these big schools. Yes, we do. I want to see these. No, hear me out. This is why. I want to see these big schools travel to these small schools. Give them their
fair.
Give them their biggest crowd they've ever had.
A team that's only beaten freaking Central Connecticut. Missouri covers this, by the way.
Obviously, Missouri wins by 1 million, but we
Missouri got 54. 57-3. There you go.
Shout out Dylan Chalem.
Shout out to the.
By the way, UMass has to play Georgia at Georgia. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
They have to play. Okay, this is the remaining schedule. Versus Missouri versus Wagner College at Miss State versus Liberty at Georgia versus UConn.
1-11. Let's move on. Next up, Georgia Tech, North Carolina.
UConn and UMass. You know the drill. The Tank Bowl. Shout out to the Super League.
Oh my God! Should we stream that? I think it's bad.
We might have to stream the Super League.
Moving on. We're on 7. What version are we on?
Like version 6. We could low-key bring it back tonight if you want.
Shout out to the Super
League. We'll do that off stream.
Moving on.
Georgia Tech, North Carolina.
Now,
why are we doing this game?
I like this game.
Georgia Tech's
Yellow Jackets. Next.
North Carolina covers. +4. Georgia Tech.
North Carolina just lost to James Madison recently. No.
That's true.
Next up, Wisconsin Rutgers. Shout out the 4-1 Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Could very well be 5-0.
Now I am in love with this game. I love this game. You're probably wondering, Robbie, why the hell do you like this game and not Georgia, North Carolina? This game is classic Big Ten football right here. Nothing will happen. Rutgers is going to win by like 3. This game is going to be terrible, but it's Big Ten football. A lot of short runs, like quick check down passes, a lot of throws over the middle. Rutgers, next.
I expect Monongay to have a very sharp game.
Oh, Monongay, what a player. Next.
Give me the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Agreed.
How are they not 6-0? Great question. Actually,
I know that. The rip-off Patrick Mahomes.
They can't protect the quarterback. Next.
Very well said. Let's jump over to this side. Washington at Iowa.
You know, Iowa are a weird one. Have they been able to generate any offense?
Nope.
Washington. Next.
Washington's the underdog, so I'm putting that on the parlay.
Oh, God. We're doing locks and upsets of the week for this too, right?
No.
Nice
pick.
Oh, damn it. That would have been
perfect. We could. We absolutely could.
Only if you want to put actual money on it, because that's what JJ's doing.
Oh, hell.
Or we can spice it. Or
no, just keep it the way it is.
We spice it up a little bit. Let's not only pick winners.
JJ, just oh my God.
JJ, just go back to the way it was because it's different games.
The first game on that slate.
Army wins by 30. Moving on. I'm going with Washington to win. Next up, we already did this game. Rutgers next. Next up, the Penn State Nittany Lions at USC. Penn State by 1 million.
USC by 1 million.
What?
Somehow USC is favored by 5 points.
How?
I know. This is a tough one for me, actually.
Penn State's my lock. Penn State's my lock of the week. Let's move on.
If we did that, I'm going USC by 1.
We can just not put money on it.
Sorry, Penn State by 1. Next,
we can do lock and upset if you want to. We definitely can.
Penn State by 1. Next.
All right, moving on. Cal versus Pitt. Now Pitt is somehow 5-0. That's ending this week. Give me Cal.
Pitt at home is really good. Cal are coming off getting embarrassed by Miami for blowing that lead. Pitt wins 6-0. The only ACC team other than Miami that are going to be good, other than Clemson, because they're going to fall apart eventually. Jeez. Pitt by 24. I'm kidding.
I was going to say.
Pitt by 10. Next.
Give me the Herbsters. Moving on.
Herbsters moving on.
Arizona versus BYU. I got to take BYU. They look
good. Lock of the week, BYU.
Wow.
Arizona's been really underwhelming. Arizona's been what's the line on this game?
University.
What is this game? I thought the line for this game was pretty good for this. Hold on. What's the line?
I will say, you know who's been another Big 12 embarrassment? Kansas.
BYU -3. Nah, no, this is not my lock of the week anymore. I thought it opened like -5.
I'm still going BYU in this one.
I'm going BYU. My upset pick is coming very, very soon, by the way. Get prepared for some insanity.
BYU, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Let me get first in this next game. I'm gonna go with the team that almost beat Michigan on the right. Moving on.
Oh, really?
I'm going with the Cougars.
I'm also going with the Cougars. Next.
All right, we're gonna save this game for the end.
Good.
Yes.
Ole Miss LSU. We're also gonna come back to that game.
Okay.
Iowa State versus West Virginia. Iowa State is somehow
really weird.
Number 11, which is wild.
You know, West Virginia, this team is really, really weird. And what do I mean by that? They got blown the hell out in the weirdest weather game of the season against Penn State. They beat Albany, lost to Pitt by 4, and have won back-to-back games, including winning away to Oklahoma State. Welcome to upsets and chaos, West Virginia.
Ooh.
Yes, I agree 100%. They're due for a big win. And what better way to do it than against another Big 12 opponent in Iowa State?
Jacob?
What does that say? Does that say 14?
What?
14% picked?
Wow.
Yeah.
No faith in West Virginia.
Nope.
Yeah, give me the Cyclones.
Whoa.
Boo. That's another sound effect you need. It's the boo sound effect.
Next up, Kansas State by 100. Moving on.
Welcome to more chaos.
This
game will be one of the highest scoring games of the week.
No.
It will be one of the highest scoring games of the week. Could this be a prove yourself moment for Colorado?
No.
Come on, JJ, do it with us.
Yes.
You
Colorado by 1.
1.
And this is not even my upset of the week pick yet. We're not even there yet.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, by the way, Mark
BYU.
My pick of the week, my lock of the week's not listed. I don't know why. Because it was supposed to be Utah, and it's not there.
Turns out this ESPN completely forgot about everything. The next game I want to talk about is Louisville at Virginia.
Hold up. Robbie, do this shit there. Yes, sir. JJ, do
it. Colorado beats Kansas State next.
Then they rush the field again. Louisville at Virginia. This game to me is enticing.
It is. Didn't Louisville just lose?
I believe
to Notre Dame.
Yeah, nobody cares about that actually. Did they lose to SMU too?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
SMU, I believe, are ranked now too, right?
Yeah, 25.
That was at home to Virginia. I didn't know what the betting odds are for this because I don't have unranked games on here.
The odds are on the screen.
I can't see that. Does that say Louisville -7? I think it does.
Hell no. Virginia next.
I can't see
We're
it.
trying to move through these now, chat. We've been on here for an hour 20.
Red River Showdown, Texas, Oklahoma.
All right, we don't need to take a year on this. Texas.
That's a tough one.
The Red River Showdown. This game will be unpredictable. Texas by 3. Next.
Very well said. We have potential for the greatest college football game of all time.
Here?
Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Maction. The Ball State Cardinals versus the Kent State Golden Flash.
What a bomb, bro.
What a game this is going to be.
Why?
What a game this is going to be.
Kent State next.
UNL, Utah.
All the build up for that.
Utah at Arizona State. Actually,
lock of the week. Utah next. Lock of the week.
You're not even letting me make a pick.
Yeah, because the game's in 18 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're right. I'm going with Cam Ryan.
I just realized how loud I was. I'm sorry, roommates. Sorry.
I'm going with Cam Rising in Utah. It feels like Utah is just the team to beat, apparently, because they look amazing right now, and I think that trend can definitely continue. I'm trying to see, are there any games I'm missing? Oh, yes, I am.
You are.
We are missing. We can't make a pick for. Well, we can't make a pick for this. Florida at Tennessee.
Tennessee next. JJ.
Welcome to chaos, my boys.
You're not picking Florida, right? You're not picking one of the worst teams in the SEC, right?
Down, but I won't back down. I won't back. Hey, baby. Ooh. There's no fucking way I'm picking Florida.
Good. I was about to mute you because that's crimes. That's criminal.
All right. 2 more games left. Ole Miss at LSU. 2 of the most overrated teams in the country.
Because I got to talk about this because this game had almost my Heisman favorite in it. Jackson Dart. Welcome to Upset Central. Ooh. LSU wins this game at home.
Come on.
Yeah, I agree. Give him
the battle of the overrated.
Brian Kelly never wins.
Overcoming adversity in Death
Brian
Valley.
Kelly never
in a
wins.
Game that will be better than Oregon, Ohio State. LSU wins this.
Well, if you know me, you know I hate Brian Kelly with a fiery passion. And the dude can never win big games. Give me hotty toddy, Ole Miss on the road. And now it's time for our game of the week. Ohio State, Oregon. We will be live for this tomorrow night on Empire Sports Media. Me and my buddy Jake Marino will be on the call. Robbie Basil, you are going to be our Alex Scott because it's what you're very good at.
I didn't even know this, chat. I don't know. I didn't know this till now.
Now you know.
I might not even be able to be there tomorrow, so who the hell knows?
Well, the reason why I want you doing it is because Jacob cannot do it because he refused to do it while Ohio State's playing.
Never said that.
That's exactly what you said.
Never said that.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Basil, I'm going to let you get the first pick.
Oh, God. Well, you're starting with me with this? Last time, I nailed this. I nailed this pick last year. I don't even remember what the game was. Dylan Gabriel and this Oregon offense has looked really suspect in some of these games. But I think Oregon are one of those teams that are really annoying and rise to the occasion. This is the first mark of Dylan Gabriel's Heisman campaign.
All right, Robbie,
Oregon win this game.
Robbie, that's enough.
Wait, what?
Hello, Eugene. Oregon. Ducks by 10.
Wow.
You don't know ball.
All right, for my pick, I'm going to just go out and say it. I'm going to solo myself for this as well because why the hell not? Ohio State and Oregon. If you would have told me this would be a Big Ten clash, I would want to punch you right in the face. I hate that this is a Big Ten game. Oregon in the Big Ten just makes me want to throw up. It's disappointing as hell. But the bad news is, well, I guess you could say good news. Ohio State does not have to worry about any severe rain conditions. Because what do they say? It never rains in Autzen Stadium. The problem is there is weather coming. A rain of darts. Darts from someone that wears the number 8. Dylan Gabriel, 450 yards. Oregon Ducks 35. Ohio State 31. Let's go, Ducks.
Oh, yeah, y'all are just delusional. Y'all are just delusional as fuck. Y'all are just delusional as fuck. Why? Because
his mic cut out, people.
Hell no.
All right.
Mute this man. Hell no. Are you sure we're delusional? Hell no. This Oregon team,
y'all are funny.
Something to prove, knows how to step up in those big
y'all
moments.
Y'all are funny.
And Ohio State on the road? Come on now.
At Autzen Stadium? Have you gone insane?
No, I've not gone insane. I know this
Gabriel?
team can definitely do it. This team.
This ain't Notre Dame
Against the
Stadium.
Heisman candidate?
This ain't Notre Dame Stadium.
Bro,
now.
they went into Notre Dame Stadium and fucking won.
I just said this
And
isn't.
They fucking won, bro.
I
If
just
you're gonna
said-
say that's a huge
I just said
Congrats for
no,
beating a
congrats
on beating. Hold on. You both of you. Congrats on beating a pretender, Jacob. A pretender. Has this team on the road proven anything yet?
I'm gonna say this right now. This is not no Notre Dame Stadium. It's almost impossible to win at Autzen Stadium.
That was my next point.
Why is that? Basil, what do they say?
I don't even know. I don't follow Oregon football, so
it never rains in Autzen
That's
Stadium.
right. I knew it was something with weather.
It never rains.
In the end, I'll say this. Ohio State, I trusted them last year. Did I not?
I did not. I knew they were
multiple
fraudulent.
times. I trusted them multiple times.
The team up north vanquished them.
They did. And guess what? I really don't like what the boys in blue and Big Blue have done. They haven't proven to me anything. But has Ohio State played a real team yet?
Nope.
Oregon. Thank you very much.
Go Ducks. All right, let's let him make a.
Am I allowed to speak now?
Yes, you can make a pick.
You know what? Since we're already at an hour 26, I'll just throw my switch up and say Ohio State and we're done. All right, perfect. Moving on.
Very well said.
Whatever.
All right, thank you guys for watching another episode of J&J. That was J&J Game Day. Basil, thank you so much. We would love to have you back anytime you want.
Of course.
All right, we will see you tomorrow night, most likely, for our coverage of Game of the Week between the Oregon Ducks and the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. Basil, I'll see you tomorrow night. You can only watch it here on Empire Sports Media. And that wraps up for another episode of the J&J Show. I'm JJ. Oh, never mind. Basil had something else he wanted. Never mind. All right, that's going to wrap it up for another episode of the J&J Show. I'm JJ. He's Jacob. We're signing off. Have a good night, everybody. And let's go New York sports.
This is ridiculous.